Hello, this is Daniel Veillon with the Daniel Veillon Show. This is just a test episode, and if people like it, I'm going to continue to do more of them. Actually, to be more honest about it, I'm going to do this regardless of how many people like it or not. I saw the the Avengers Endgame movie this past Tuesday. Thought it was an interesting movie. They had, I don't really know what their characters are. I think they're supposed to be like aliens from another planet trying to defeat defeat humans. What I really found interesting was how when it looked like the Avengers and their good friend Spider-Man was about to lose, out came a new army, and then out came the Guardians of the Galaxy to help. I thought that was very interesting. What was disappointing was how after 3 Iron Man movies and 2 Captain America movies, they decided to kill off Iron Man in this movie. I found that to be very disappointing, but it was also very interesting. The story was interesting. How this guy, I forgot his name, but I think he's supposed to be Captain America in the movie. He said that the first scene was supposed to be something happened 5 years ago. But to him, it happened so fast. So he was talking about quantum time. How quantum time, what's normal to us, is quick to them, to people in quantum time. So they started talking about using time, going back in time when they need to. And they had the Incredible Hulk. They wrote a story that the Incredible Hulk actually was acting normal and talking normal, but very, very big. And he was able to keep his shirt on with his pants. So usually he tears off his clothes and he gets mad when he turns into the Hulk. So I thought that was an interesting story in itself, and whatever job he had as the regular David character, he had that job, but he was still, his complexion was green like the Hulk, and he was in street clothes and he was wearing reading glasses. I thought that was very interesting. So I'd give that an A+ or an A+ rating, just in how the different stories looked great. They even built a suit for Gwyneth Paltrow's character, so that she could at the last second join in on the war to help her husband, who was Iron Man in the movie. So that's the last movie for the Avengers. It was a great movie. Can't wait for next month's live-action release of The Lion King, because I loved that movie growing up. There's one scene that I know they're gonna bring back. That's how you know live action is supposed to be just like the original. But I'm not really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward. The only scene I'm really looking forward to is seeing Rafiki in live action take that stick and hit Simba over the head with it. That was the funniest thing. And Simba had admitted to Rafiki how, before that, how he had to face his past, but he had been running from it for so long. So, to illustrate a point, Rafiki hit him in the head with his stick, and he said, "It doesn't matter, it's in the past. The past can hurt, but the way I see it, you could either run from it or learn from it." So when he ducked the second blow, he said, "What are you going to do?" And Simba took the stick away from him, then he ran to go back to his homeland, Pride Rock. So that's really what I'm looking forward to seeing in the live-action movie. Okay, I've been laughed at for saying this, but I don't care because it's the truth. Ever since I've been a kid, I've always had a problem with bones and the skeleton. But for some reason, human skeletons don't bother me like human skeletons do. So...
You said human twice.
No, I said animal. I meant animal, excuse me. I meant to say the elephant... when they went to the elephant graveyard in the original movie, that didn't scare me. It's going to be interesting to see what an elephant graveyard supposedly looks like in real life. And also, I told my mom this the other day, they drew the hyenas too big in the original movie. And it's going to be interesting. I've never seen or heard a real life hyena, even on those National Geographic shows I used to watch as a kid with one of my teachers. I never saw a hyena. I would always see rhinos and big animals like that. I never saw a hyena. So it's going to be interesting to hear how a hyena laughs. Okay. I'd seen on the... I'm gonna have to actually go back to this page. Ringside News. I don't know if I was to describe what I just read earlier today, how Carmella's talking about how the fans loved her until she decided to cash in, until they decided to have her cash in contract on Charlotte Flair. And I believe that just like Roman Reigns, they wanted her to be champion, but not by beating Charlotte Flair. That's what I believe. That's why I believe they turned on her. Because I think they would have preferred seeing her beat somebody like Natalia at the time, or one half of the Iconics. I know that they're not in the title picture. Point is that it's easy to dislike them. When you see how good Charlotte Flair is, even if you're meant to dislike her, it's hard to like her because of how good she is. So I think that's why the fans turned on her instantly. That's just my take on it, though. I don't know if Dean Ambrose or Jon Moxley... I don't know if he signed with anybody yet, but there was some speculation that he might sign a contract. This makes sense. Anyway, he might sign a contract with Impact Wrestling because an old friend of his is in there, Sami Callihan. You know what's strange about this is Sami Callihan has about the wrestling ability of my thumb. But Dean Ambrose is the opposite. He has a lot of ability. Being that they're both crazy, it would figure that they'd be friends like that. I was thinking that he might sign with AEW because of all the people they've been signing lately. So that's really a surprise to me. AEW doesn't have a TV deal signed yet, and unless WWE makes drastic changes like letting Triple H be the head of everything, which is actually more of a possibility now after what I heard on YouTube this morning. I heard on YouTube this morning that Vince is considering handing over the reins to Triple H, or more of the reign, more power to Triple H instead of just full power. And he might have to do the full power, might have to release everything to Triple H, because when you look at the bad ratings, and even one person wrote on Ringside News how the reason WWE is in bad shape is because they start to cater only to Vince McMahon instead of the fans, and that's a big mistake. And Triple H is the answer as far as behind the scenes go, because he's planning on using NXT to start to bring back their territory system. So not only do they need him to run everything, I'd say for the sake of their TV deals, they need him to be head of creative for both shows. So it's going to be interesting to see in the next few months if Triple H has any say on creative beyond NXT. There's a big segment announced for tomorrow night's episode of SmackDown Live. The SmackDown Live Commissioner Shane McMahon will address the Tag Team Championship title situation on tomorrow night's SmackDown. I gotta be honest, anytime they need new champions or need a tournament format, I think they do it too fast. In the old days, when you had tournaments to either crown a new champion or new number one contender, or even to unveil new titles, you would carry it out for at least a month or two at a time. So I believe they need to do a month long tournament to crown new champions. What's interesting is, I believe to compensate for them not scheduling but canceling tonight's SmackDown live event, or house show as we call it, in order to compensate for that, I believe not only is Roman Reigns going to appear tonight on Raw, but they might surprise everybody and do an invasion-like storyline between Raw and SmackDown. And I don't think they should end the brand split, because when they ended the brand split, after a while you needed it back just to make it more interesting. So with SmackDown Live going to Friday nights in the fall, what I believe they need to do is look at some of their original brand split videos and try to think about how to use some of their old ideas to try try to see if those old ideas